What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Leigh versus Josh Warrington, and this was a 12-rounder for the WBA Featherweight Championship of the World, and this fight was Saturday, October 7th, from the Sheffield Arena in Sheffield, England, and this fight was broadcasted on DAZN. And in this fight, Leigh Wood had an absolutely amazing comeback victory here, as he was down pretty big on the judges' scorecards, to ultimately get a 7th round knockout victory over Josh Warrington. This was an outstanding victory for Leigh Wood. On my scorecard, I had him down 59-55 leading up to the stoppage. This was an outstanding comeback from Leigh Wood. I mean, props to him. I was picking Warrington to win this fight on points. I was betting that Warrington wasn't going to get affected as much by Wood's power, but I mean, he clearly did in that 7th round, and he was clearly the better fighter, but boxing's boxing. One shot could change it all, and that's exactly what we saw here. So I had a 59-55 for Warrington. I could see 58-56, possibly, but Warrington was definitely up in this fight. And just to break this fight down round by round and what was happening, the first round could have been a 10-10, could have went to Leigh Wood. It was very, very close. Not much was going on, but I gave it to Warrington. I thought Warrington did a bit better. Round number 2, though, I thought Wood had the better work. I had it evened up after 2. Then round number 3, Wood seemed a little bit stunned at the end of the round. There were numerous body shots and headshots on Wood on the ropes, and Wood seemed pretty hurt. And then round number 4, Warrington was just doing a bit better. He had the solid body shots. Like, Warrington would be on the outside a bit, then he'd jump in with big hooks and combinations to the body and to the head that would shake up Wood. He was fighting a very good fight. Then in the 5th round, it was the same thing. Wood was trying to go on the outside a bit, trying to fight at long range, but it just wasn't enough. Warrington would go forward, leap in with big combinations, and do the better work. Then in round number 6, Wood's body language just didn't look good. It looked like he was getting outworked, kind of dominated a bit, and he looked wavy on his legs. His legs looked kind of unsteady. When Warrington would land a hard shot, his legs would kind of go out from under him. He looked in very bad shape in this fight, I'm going to be honest. But then he somehow pulled it through in the 7th round. And in that 7th round, Warrington was having a pretty good round. Warrington did get a point deducted from him, though, early in that round without a warning from the referee. I believe it was from maybe shots behind the head, if I'm pretty sure, because I saw the referee signaling to the back of his head. It could have not been, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But then Warrington in that round was having an excellent round, going forward on Leigh Wood, throwing those combinations. And then in the last 10-15 seconds, he tried to leap in, throw some more combos on Leigh Wood to close the round. And then literally in the last 5, 6, 7 seconds, something like that, Leigh Wood lands a massive right hook straight on the chin of Warrington that wobbled him badly. And then it was all Leigh Wood from there on out, throwing huge combinations on the hurt Josh Warrington, dropping him on his back. Warrington was very unsteady when he got up. He was in his corner, and the bell sounded. I think the referee definitely should have let Warrington continue, I'm going to be honest. I think he should have. But, I don't really have any problem with this stoppage. It's not like when Rowley got that stoppage over Barroso. And this one, Warrington was actually shaky on his legs. I just think the referee should have let it continue because Warrington was telling him that he was good, and the round ended, so he would have had some time to recover possibly. And he was winning the fight. You have to take that into account. It's not like he was getting really beaten up prior to that. But yeah, it was a great comeback, though, from Wood with that one right hook that wobbled Warrington. And this goes into question, what is next for Leigh Wood? Getting a huge victory here. He now improves to 28-3, I believe so. Obviously, there could be a rematch on the table for these two since the ending was so abrupt. Obviously, that's always an option, especially for both these guys, Leigh Wood and Josh Warrington, in an all-out British fight. That could be an option. But otherwise, at his weight at 126, the fights we want to see, we obviously want to see Leigh Wood take on Luis Alberto Lopez. Obviously, we really want to see that fight happen soon for a unification. That'd be a very interesting fight for Leigh Wood, considering that Warrington lost to Luis Alberto Lopez, and Lopez has been sort of on a surge recently in the weight class. And obviously there's other champions like Robeisy Ramirez and Ray Vargas, but I don't necessarily see Leigh Wood taking on those guys. And then there's also Otabek Kolmatov and guys like Raymond Ford or Rhea Abe. Those guys are all ranked pretty highly by the WBA. So possibly we could see Leigh Wood face those guys, but I'm pretty sure Leigh Wood doesn't really want to fight Oltebek in his next fight, because I heard some stuff about how he really does not want to fight that guy, and that guy seems like he's a very solid fighter from Central Asia, like Kazakhstan, I believe, where he's from. Could be Uzbekistan, but I'm pretty sure he's from Kazakhstan. Those guys just know how to fight over there. I don't know what they put in the water over there, but those guys know how to fight. But any of those names I listed in the WBA, or possibly Luis Alberto Lopez, could be his next fight, or maybe even a rematch with Warrington. But as for Josh Warrington, obviously a rematch is on the table, but he's lost 3 times in this past few years. And yeah, it's very tough for him. He's still a very good fighter. Let me just say that clear. He's a very good fighter, but his chin in his past couple of fights have really been his downfall in many of these fights. So I really think that if he's going to continue on, he has to get some victories first, possibly maybe even face the winner of Michael Conlan versus Jordan Gill. I wouldn't mind seeing that, actually. That'd be a very, very interesting fight. Or just, he's a world-class top 10 level fighter at 126, so he's not going to fight any, unknown fighters. He's still going to fight guys in the top 15, low top 10 at the weight class. But yeah, for him, it could be a rematch next, or just some big fights, possibly a winner of Michael Conlan and Jordan Gill. So overall, Leigh Wood comes back from losing in the fight to defeating Josh Warrington by stoppage in the 7th round. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.